The Form Builder is a graphical tool for forms creation and editing. To manage a form with it, find the form file in your FGL Project Explorer, right-click it, and select Open Form Builder. Just like Form Designer in Lycia Studio, the Form Builder has the same controls. 1. The palette view, which contains widgets and containers that you can drag and drop into your form. 2. The form structure view, which displays the structure of the elements in the form. 3. The properties view, where you can precisely edit the selected form element. 4. The editor view, which displays the form in its graphical look. Note that you can select the elements for editing both in Form Structure View and the Editor View. For this example, we've prepared several forms with different containers. Our first form has the border panel, placed as the root container. It has 5 cells, top, right, left, bottom, and center, serving as the item locations. You can move items in it by drag and dropping them, add new elements from the palette, replace existing ones, or delete them. Next form has chord panel as root container. It also has a grid panel in one of the cells. You can add elements to the root container, change their location, resize them by dragging their borders, replace, or delete. Also, you can add a variety of additional settings in the properties view, like preferred size or location properties. You also can move element into a nested container, in this example, into the grid panel. You can move the element from nested container into root container as well. Every item moving action can be done not only from the editor, but also from the form structure view by drag and dropping the item into its new place. The next form has grid panel as the root container. You can do any of the previously mentioned actions with the form elements. In this example, we have added a chord panel to one of the cells to show you how drag and drop will work in this case. You can manage rows and columns of the grid panel from the form structure view, for example, add one or more rows or columns or delete them. Additionally, from the structure view you can manage some of the widgets, such as radio group, list box, or combo box. Here we've drag and dropped a radio group widget, and from the form structure view we can add more buttons to it. Our fourth form has a group box as root container. It also contains a grid panel. From the editor view, you can manipulate the elements, or even replace the grid panel container with something else, for example, with a combo box, and collapse or expand the group box. Next form's root container is a scroll viewer. We've set the container's preferred size to 200 per 200 pixels, and set the preferred size of the nested widget called text area to 300 per 300 pixels. Therefore, the form has scroll bars. Form 6 has a stack panel. As with previous containers, you can move elements in it by dragging them into their new positions. Next you can see a tab panel. The first tab of it contains a radio group with 3 radio buttons. In case you want to move your element into tab 2, unfold the form structure in Form Structure View, and drag and drop your elements. The last type of form we're gonna show you today is a form with a table. Here you can drag columns, insert them between other columns, or replace them. Or you can add new widgets from the palette. This action will automatically create a new column. Or, for example, here's a form with a table from the Demo Samples project. Form can be displayed in full screen mode or in dialog mode. This form is dynamic, and when the Form Builder window is resized, the size of the form adjusts to the new window size automatically. Among other widgets, the Form Builder has menu bar and toolbar. You can add menu groups and menu commands to the form by using the palette. Or, you can manipulate them from the form structure view. This also applies to the toolbar and its buttons. To edit your form, you can add or change properties in the XML code manually. Let's add the text property for text field and save it. Once it has been done, the editor view will rebuild your form.